entrepreneurship isn't always easy, and having a therapy dog by your side that's meant just for you would probably support any single one of us. And I'm lucky enough that I have a personal therapy dog, or a personal therapy dog that I will be training coming my way in just a few days. So I wanted to give you an update since the last video, which you'll see right here if you'd like to go check it out, on the journey of my therapy dog, Pepito. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome for the first time if this is your first time here. My name is Emma Givens. I am a content marketer and brand copy strategist for small business owners, especially those of you who are online. And this is the best place for information, for trends, for tips, etc. around copywriting, content marketing, mental health, and entrepreneurship. So if those topics resonate with you, then please hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so that you can become part of this community and get all of the updates as they come your way. All right, so several months ago now, I began the journey towards getting a personal therapy dog. So it's not just because I'm an entrepreneur and entrepreneurship can be stressful, but I also have a generalized anxiety disorder. Not the only entrepreneur that I have found who has this, and we had it before we came into this line of work. So interesting. I'm not sure what the stats are behind that. I know particularly people with ADHD are more likely, it seems, to go into entrepreneurship, and anxiety can be kind of, well, comorbid with that. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some things we have in common, but I'm not sure what the research is around anxiety and entrepreneurship and how anxiety might predispose you to it. I've just found in my experience that I'm not 100% not the only entrepreneur who came into this already having a little bit of an anxiety issue. So while mine is quite well managed and I have a lot of resources, thank goodness, that I've both had available to me and that I've also taken advantage of, there was one resource that I just was thrilled to know was a possibility. And so probably back August or September, I was sharing with my mom that I wanted to have a dog. And she said kind of in passing, wouldn't it be great if you could get like a personal therapy dog? And so I looked it up, and apparently, yes, there is a program in Canada that will arrange personal therapy dogs. So if you want to know about that first part of the journey, then I'll put a card here so that way you can go check out part 1. But I'm going to give you an update since about December. So we thought he would get here in December, and we didn't know who he was until January. So suffice it to say, there was no dog in December, but there were a couple reasons for that. So the search began in 2020, and they were working the program Companion Paws that is located here in Canada and matches you with a dog to train to become a personal therapy dog. They are working with a rescue in Mexico. So some of the dogs already have gotten to their new homes. It would have been months ago now. I'm filming this in March 2021. But they were kind of going province by province. And I guess the program's located in Kelowna, BC. So that was kind of the main original focus, was BC. I'm not the only person on Ontario, but they wanted to wait not only so that they could go kind of section by section, but also so that the dogs could have direct flights basically from Cabo San Lucas in Mexico to Toronto, just to limit the stress and to make transport easier. I think all of those kind of played a role. So finally, in January, I found out about my dog match, Pepito. Pepito is super, super cute. He is not here at the moment, but Pepito is probably, I want to say he's either like mixed poodle or mixed mini schnauzer. He is hypoallergenic in the sense that he doesn't particularly shed, right? Because there's no true hypoallergenic dog in the world. He is probably 6 to 8 years old, under 20 pounds, which is great because I was hoping that the dog would be small enough that they would be able to fly in the cabin so that way I can continue with my kind of digital nomad travel around lifestyle. So I was super excited because I found out about 2 weeks before his scheduled flight. So in January, I found out about him and also that he was supposed to get here on February 8th. Now, February 8th ended up being during the time period of a whole new lockdown procedure here when it came to the borders. So with COVID, we had border restrictions with certain places in general. So for example, the land border with the United States, but partway through January, near the end of the month, we found out that there would be border restrictions on sun destinations, meaning places that are sunny that Canadians might escape to for a vacation. Now, we're not supposed to be going on vacations. I have a lot of opinions about the assumptions behind the fact that that could be the only reason someone might travel, and we know that people were doing it, but suffice it to say that Pepito's flight was canceled. Basically all flights to and from Mexico were canceled. So, his flight was canceled. He didn't get here on February 8th. I started to get nervous. Partly a little bit of the anxiety, partly that he was so close, and I've been waiting for months, and obviously wanted a dog long before that. But I was most afraid, perhaps, that Pepito, maybe they would decide it was going to be so long before he could get here that they would look for a match somewhere else in Ontario. An Ontario-based rescue. But I had already kind of fallen in love with Pepito. He'd even ordered his little dog tag and put on the back my information on it and everything, and I just didn't want another dog, you know? Like, I would love another dog, but I also want Pepito, if you know what I'm saying. So I was a bit worried about that. Disappointed because I'd been waiting for a while, and I just didn't know when he'd get here. Even if I had to wait and it would still be him, the border restrictions are supposed to be in place until at least April 30th, this particular type of border restriction. And like I said, I'm filming this in March, so I'm still kind of in the midst of that border restriction period. So I just tried to stay calm, of course, trusted in the program. They told me that they were looking into all of their options, and they'd let me know as soon as they had figured something out. Time passed. I was very busy because I had rearranged everything in advance of Pepito's supposed arrival on February 8th. So beginning of February was super busy, and end of February was super busy as well. So that kind of helped the time pass. Then I got an email on Sunday, February 28th from the director of the Companion Paws program letting me know some very surprising news. I'd been working a bit earlier that day, and I saw a subject line, Companion Paws Transport Update, Happy Face. Happy face is a good sign, right? It says, "Hi Emma, hope everything is well. Thank you very much for your patience while we find a solution to bringing your pup home to you during the heavy travel restrictions, etc., etc. I'm excited to let you know that we have gone through an incredible amount of logistics and requirements to cross the border with our pups, and transport will be arriving in Ontario on March 11th. Dogs are arriving in Houston, Texas from Mexico City between today and March 8th. Volvo," which is actually Pepito's like rescue name. They don't know he's Pepito yet, but you know. "Volvo was on the first flight and has arrived in Houston today. I've attached a picture of him in his carrier as he got to fly in the cabin with a flight angel of the rescue, Heart." So, suddenly, February 28th, Pepito was in Houston. So, I was absolutely over the moon thrilled. Now, he's obviously still a country away. I'm in Toronto, Canada, but it's a little bit closer, and because the US is not a sun destination, the border restrictions are different. There are still border limitations, I think would be a better word to use, but it's not as all or nothing as the situation with Mexico. So he did fly from Cabo San Lucas to Houston and is staying, as I speak right now, because it's March 6th when I'm filming this. Saturday, March 6th. So, still in Houston, staying in a big, beautiful house is the way they keep describing it. They sent me some videos as well of him running around, playing with a tennis ball. Like, day 2 of him being there, he was already getting super cuddly with the other dogs and the other humans who were there. So he's really resilient and adaptable, and he's doing just fine in Houston. But on March 9th was the date he was scheduled to drive with the other dogs, because the others are flying in and meeting him at the house. March 9th they were scheduled to drive from Houston up to the border with Canada. And then I found out that his date was moved up a day earlier. So I guess that means on March 8th they're leaving. Remember, today's March 6th, right? So in 2 days, he's going to begin his journey to get to the Canada border, and he's going to arrive in Fort Erie on March 10th. So that's Wednesday, and today is Saturday. So soon enough, Pepito will be in my arms. I'm going to actually be able to bring him into my home and introduce him to my family's dog, and it's just going to be this whole new journey. And so I'm working quite a bit. That's why I'm filming on a Saturday, right? I need to work quite a bit this weekend, quite a bit at the beginning of the week. Thankfully, I have amazing, incredible people on my team as an entrepreneur, right? I have my amazing assistant Berta, who oversees Pinterest now that she also has her own team member, and also edits YouTube videos, because as much as I like to film them, editing kind of stresses me out. So she handles all of that for me, so I know she can take that away. My incredible online business manager, Cody, who has been a lifelong friend, but is also at the point where she is scheduling or organizing my customer relationship management system, looking at adding in appointment management there, also looking at adding in project management there as well, right? Like, that's a lot that she's helping me systematize and organize. This past week, she helped me bring in a new bookkeeper. Like, I am not alone in this anymore. Thank goodness. And it wasn't easy to get here, and I've really had to be proactive about, before I think I'm officially ready, bringing in people to support me so I can continue to grow, and so I can also start to bring more of a work-life balance in, because I guess really Pepito is helping me with my mental health before he even arrives, because he's really encouraging me by his arrival to ask for support when I need it, and to have some balance in terms of, okay, what are my actual priorities in my business, what needs to get done, and what can I leave for other people to do, or what can I leave for me to do later in the quarter or even later in the year. So I actually can have time to relax and get to know my new puppy. Well, 6 to 8 year old dogs, we will never know exactly how old he is. And just have life too. Have a life alongside of my business. So I can't wait to start to share that journey with you in terms of what it's like to have a personal therapy dog, how I continue to learn about mental health and entrepreneurship and the way that they intertwine, right? How one can actually support the other, right? Entrepreneurship means so much autonomy, which is a big part of my personal mental health, but also it can provide pressures that can stress you out at the same time. So it's probably going to be a lifelong journey, and I'm really wanting to be open about that so that we can figure it out together, right? I think it's not talked about enough, and I really hope that this becomes a community and a safe space as much as possible on a platform like YouTube for us to be able to share what we're going through and all the lessons that we learned from that. And also just to feel good, like look at a cute picture of Pepito or a cute video. If I can insert one here, please, Berta. And just enjoy at the same time as we grow and we're ambitious and we thrive in our businesses. So, all right, that's where the story is for now. This is only part 2. I can't wait for part 3. I will be sure to update everybody about Pepito's arrival on social media. So if you go over there now to my Instagram, for example, you will be able to see the arrival of Pepito, and you'll probably see me in stories just updating you in terms of how he's learning and what I'm learning about how to train a personal therapy dog. I'm coming into this not really knowing. It's going to be quite the journey, so I really hope that you join me over there, as well as subscribing and hitting the notification bell here on YouTube so you can stay up to date in every way, shape, or form. Remember, in addition to talking about dogs and mental health and entrepreneurship, this channel is also largely about copywriting and content marketing so that you can grow your audience, grow your business by really creating a nurtured, engaged audience of ideal customers, of raving fans, right? So this is meant to be a wealth of knowledge and a really encouraging place for all of us to be together. Thank you so much for watching this video. I can't wait to see you again next time right here on YouTube. Bye!